Everyone is speaking out about this. Is following another brutal Los Angeles Lakers loss. One player in particular not only played absolutely terrible, but has taken the attention from the media, from the fans, and from one specific announcer. We're going to break down these crazy comments, discuss what it means going forward, as well as discuss this particular player and how it impacts the Lakers heading down the stretch. We also have some comments and some injury updates surrounding Luka Doncic, as well as some comments surrounding Luka following the brutal loss. But before we get into it, folks, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. If you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the daily content over here on Lakers Digest. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot to go over today. Now, obviously, earlier this evening, it was an early game today. The Milwaukee Bucks took care of business against the Lakers. And it's at the point now where not only are the Bucks not only they take care against the Lakers, but there was a lot of storylines out of this game. And Hunter had a video earlier today on how the Lakers have a major problem. And I'm going to add to that and shout another major problem out there, which is Alex Len, in case you didn't know there from the intro video. Let's dive into the box score first. Now, I know this game was unfortunate. I'm not going to hammer on the game too much. Luka played fantastic. Reaves played really solid. Everyone else played, in general, didn't play fantastic. Dalton Knecht had an okay game. Alex Len, 19 minutes, 1 for 3 from the field, 3 rebounds, 2 points, a -15. Now, if you were watching the game, and if you didn't, I recommend just going on Twitter and typing in Alex Len. You'll find some Alex Len lowlights out there that won't be too hard to find. But regardless of that, you go out, you see Alex Len, right? Not only is he not rebounding the ball, he is not playing any defense. They got destroyed, decimated by Brook Lopez, of all players. And it got to the point where not only have fans had enough with Alex Len, and let's not forget, when they were looking for the next buyout candidate, they were looking at guys like JaVale McGee, other centers. Dwight Howard was a name who's came up a lot in conversations. But Alex Len has just absolutely been atrocious, right? And this isn't a matter of, yes, the Lakers right now aren't healthy. They're not playing great basketball. And quite frankly, they're outmatched tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Luka did all he could. Austin Reaves did all he could. You're missing 4 starters. And I'm not blaming the loss on Alex Len either. But you're at the point now where Alex Len is so bad that it is unbelievably noticeable. They are 0-4 when Alex Len plays significant minutes, which in itself is a pretty crazy stat. Like 0 for 4 is a little bit, or 0-4, sorry, not 0 for 4. 0-4 is quite the interesting stat. But even putting that aside, right, whether or not you think that Alex Len is a good player, I mean, he's not at this juncture, right? He's just not playing good basketball. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think he's a very good player at all. But that doesn't really matter in this moment, right? Because the stats back it up. But not only that, his effort level is so beyond atrocious that it's at the point now where it's, why on earth are we even playing this man? Now, the answer to that question is because Jackson Hayes is injured. Trey Jemison was actually inactive tonight. So there's a bunch of different things that go into this. But fan base, Alex Len might be the worst player of all time. Now, if you were watching the game, he was leaving Brook Lopez wide open for threes. After he would leave Brook Lopez wide open for threes, he would get matched up and switched on to Giannis, and then Giannis would be, of course, just destroy him in a pull-up midi, whatever it ends up being. There's so many instances in this game, and it's not just this game. Reggie Miller was fed up with Alex Len. He came out and said, Alex Len isn't guarding anyone. He isn't scoring. He isn't rebounding. Go small. And if you were listening to the broadcast, he didn't just say this once. He said this twice, numerous times throughout the game for them to go small. Now, ultimately, JJ Redick did go small with Vando playing the 5. But man, oh man, was it just atrocious to watch. When you have an announcer coming out and saying this, shout out to Reggie Miller. Obviously, former great three-point shooter, one of the best of all time. And also, I guess shout out to Steph Curry as well for hitting that big three-point milestone tonight, 4,000. But regardless of that, right, you're at the point now with Alex Len. Why did we not just go ahead? And they still have to make a move. Jordan Goodwin has to be converted, whatever they want to go there. They activated Christian Coloco. They were playing Christian Coloco tonight. Why didn't you just go with Dwight Howard? Why wasn't Dwight Howard the one who could have gotten signed? I can guarantee you Dwight Howard would be doing more than Alex Len. It started in Alex Len's first game. If you think back, he was like the 7th man on the lineup, 7th man on the roster. Since then, he hasn't played like any good basketball. He doesn't rebound. He doesn't defend. He doesn't score. And exactly like Reggie Miller said, he doesn't do anything. And I said in the video earlier today, I figured it was going to be a good matchup for Alex Len simply because you're going up against an immobile big in Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez was lighting him up from 3 to the point where he played 19 minutes. They went small. And of course, Christian Coloco got 15 minutes, played better than Alex Len, even though he get a rebound. There's just no redeeming qualities for him at this point. And playing terribly, was a bad signing by Rob Pelinka. They should have went elsewhere. They still technically can, but again, the options are pretty limited at this juncture. So everyone's speaking out about it. I'm curious to see what you guys think down below because, I mean, watching the game, when they signed him, there was some hope, I guess would be the best word. There was some hope that they'd be able to, play good alongside Luka and whatever. He is just a horrible, horrible center for Luka Doncic. He's not mobile. He doesn't roll to the basket. He has no touch around the rim, and he hasn't been physical. And this isn't to hate on Alex Len necessarily. It's to point out the fact that he hasn't been good enough, right? And it gets to a point where not only are you not good enough, you need to be able to do something good out there. Christian Coloco maybe can block some shots. Jackson Hayes has slowly learned how to play alongside Luka, how to drive to the basket or roll a basket, off of Luka pick and roll. Alex Len, I mean, he just hasn't done anything. And not only has he not done anything, he doesn't rebound the ball either. So it's at the point now where they're just in a very, very bad spot when it comes to the center position. And it's a major problem going forward if Jackson Hayes cannot get healthy. Now, speaking of the loss a little bit, in back-to-back games, they played 22, the NBA. The rest of the NBA has played 16. It's like the second closest team. Getting screwed a little bit by the refs, by the schedule, all these different things. We see it from JJ Redick. It's a tough matchup when we're not at full strength. That's just a reality, and it's good. I'm not blaming the Lakers necessarily for this loss, and I don't think it's also fair to blame all these injuries. I think it's somewhere in the middle. They could have played better basketball. The role players could have played a little bit better, but at the end of the day, you're not going to win games against good teams with 4 your starters out, right? It's just not going to happen, especially when you're one of your starters and now your new starter, and Alex Len is one of the worst basketball players in the NBA. Dorian Finney-Smith on the Lakers starting out their 6 games in 8 days stretch 0-1 while missing 3 starters because of injury, a little adversity. I feel like we need it. I feel like it's either going to help us get better or help us get better. And first of all, huge shout out to Dorian Finney-Smith. He's an absolute beast. He hasn't been scoring. He hasn't been shooting well with the Lakers since coming over from the Nets. But at the end of the day, he has been playing some really good defensive basketball. He's been playing great basketball in general. And these are the type of comments you see from leaders of a team. And obviously, LeBron James, the leader, then probably Luka Doncic, all these different things. You have leaders on the team, but this just shows their level of maturity. Like, at the end of the day, these losses, yes, in the standings, they're going to matter. You want to stay as close to that 2 seed as you can. I think at this point, and we'll dive into a little update surrounding Luka, it's probably a little bit out of reach now. Not out of reach in the sense of, games back, but realistically, if they continue to. Now, again, LeBron could come back sooner than we expect. There's some reports and rumblings about that. And again, Hayes was out tonight. Luka Doncic has been questionable. He looked healthier tonight than usual. But regardless of that, it's good to see the comment from Dorian Finney-Smith. And Luka also spoke out on this stretch. I don't think I've ever went through something like that, but at the end of the day, we're getting paid to do that, and there shouldn't be any excuses that you're tired. You live for this. Just got to have a great recovery after every game and just keep going. He said, we'll see when asked if we will play or if he will play tomorrow in Denver. So he's questionable, obviously, for tomorrow. I would suspect he's probably not going to play, but at the end of the day, they might go ahead and try to get a win out. Denver is going to be ridiculous, the Mile High City, all these different things. It's going to be a brutal stretch of games, and let's hope we don't see Alex Len play against Nikola Jokic because let's not forget last time they played, it was Rui Hachimura guarding Nikola Jokic, and if he gets a feast on Alex Len, man, oh man, will it be an interesting sight. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap it up. Their center position needs to be fixed, and that's probably going to come in the offseason. But in the meantime, hopefully Jackson Hayes returns soon. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.